Hello, beautiful people. I normally start every live with a smile. I am not starting today's live with a smile because I am upset with y'all. Let me tell you why I'm upset with y'all. Sis took 2 weeks off. 2 weeks. I took 2 weeks off and y'all have abandoned me. 2 weeks ago, I had the flu. The flu. I sent y'all a text and said I wasn't coming into work. I sent y'all an email and said I wasn't coming into work. I put up a post that said I wasn't coming into work. Fine. The next Wednesday, last Wednesday, my husband was in a fashion show. It's New York Fashion Week. Yes, y'all did do something, Roxy. I'm going to tell y'all what y'all did. Last week, okay, my husband was in a fashion show. I went to the fashion show. So I missed 2 Wednesdays with y'all. And you know how y'all do me? Because I missed 2 days of work, y'all fired me. Today is our weekly live Q&A. We've been doing this for over a year, and I got 1 question in the question queue because y'all don't trust me no more because sis took 2 days off. 2 days off. The first day I had the full-blown flu. I could not even take care of my own baby. I had to keep my distance. I was so sad. One of the days I cried, and y'all know me, I'm a thug. I don't cry. Right? It was actually a Wednesday. That was the worst. I had the shivers. I don't know what you call it. I ain't a doctor. There's a doctor on here who will correct me. I was sick as a dog 2 Wednesdays ago. Okay? Last Wednesday, my husband was in a show. Y'all wanted me to be on live Q&A with y'all and miss my husband walking in a fashion show? And then since I took 2 days off, that's how y'all gonna do me? These hoes ain't loyal. They not loyal. When I come back to work, they fired me. I got 1 question. And the joke is I don't even understand the damn question. I don't even understand the damn question. So y'all are lucky because you know I normally do not take questions on the live because I'm normally inundated with questions in advance. But since y'all played me and y'all betrayed me and y'all ain't loyal to me, I only have 1 question in the queue so I can actually take questions live today. Hello, everyone. My name is Alison, certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with single women to help them find and keep the partners that they deserve. I have a bachelor's degree in education, a master's degree in counseling, a master's degree extension in mental health counseling. Now, I do not say all of those credentials because I'm trying to prove to you that I'm some smart ally who has lots of student debt, even though those things are true. The reason why I say that when I start my live is because I think it's important that you guys know with all of the misinformation and misguided advice that's being offered by these pseudo love gurus that even if you don't necessarily agree with my approach, you know that it's reasonable and logical and comes from a place of education and experience, okay? Also, last year, 3 of my clients danced down the aisle. 6 of them got into an engagement, is how you say it? They're engaged. 9 of them got into committed relationships and 2 of them gave birth to happened to be baby boys, the both of them, right? So I am in the field. I get my hands dirty. I am rolling up my sleeves and I work with people to get the results. It's not a podcast. You know, the podcast is coming. It's not a YouTube channel. It is actually working with people to get them their result. How do I do it? So number 1, it's a mind shift thing. I was actually talking to my private community, the A-Team. There's still slots available for you to join the A-Team, our private community on Facebook. Click the link in my bio top button. And I did a training with them yesterday and I said, this is the last day that you are going to be single. So this is the last Valentine's Day that you are going to be single. That was the name of the training yesterday. And I said, the thing is that people don't understand is that by working with a mental health professional, you think that you're really walking away with all these tools. Like even in this Q&A, I'm giving you guys the what is it called? The medicine inside of the candy. You think, all right, I'm gonna listen to Alison and follow these steps. And by following these very specific steps and these very specific pieces of advice, I am going to have the relationship I want. With coaching, it has way more to do with a mind shift change and it has to do with specifics. Obviously, what's this? All right, I was distracted. Obviously, I give you guys hard and fast rules and regulations. This is what your profile needs to look like. This is where you meet good people. I shouldn't say good. I should say marriage-minded people. This is what you should say. This is what you shouldn't say. This is what you should do, right? I give you that. But more importantly than very specific things is a mind shift change. One of the biggest issues that people face, the reason why they are unsuccessful in dating and relationships is because they do not believe that they are deserving. That's number 1. And it could be subconscious. It could be super deep, but they don't believe that they're deserving. So if you don't believe that you deserve, then any opportunity that arises, if you even see it, you're going to dismiss it because you don't think that you deserve it anyway. You don't believe it belongs to you. You shouldn't have it, right? I had a sandwich today, and my husband, I was thirsty. My husband anticipated my needs because he knows, and he handed me a bottle of water. I wanted some juice. He handed me a bottle of water because he anticipated my needs, right? He gave me what I needed and not what I wanted. A lot of us don't think that we deserve certain things, so we deny ourselves of stuff. You're denying yourself when you say that you want love, but you're not willing to go out socially. You're denying yourself when you say that you want love, but you're not willing to go on dating apps. You're denying yourself when you say that you love your partner, but you're not willing to go speak to a professional for 45 minutes to see if in that 45 minutes you may have a revelation that can change the trajectory of your love life. So you don't believe that you deserve. That's number one. And number two, the number two thing that's holding people back is you don't believe that there are good people out there. Because we follow pages, we share content, we're arguing with people, we're sharing in our group chat and going back and forth about who's right and who's wrong and which gender got this and who have a bigger struggle and who did, right? So you don't think there are good people out there. So of course, if you don't believe that there are good people out there, then why would you even bother to make an effort? But look at it like this. If you're out there and you think that you're good and you think that you are valuable, then I cannot imagine a universe where there isn't at least one other person who is available, who's a good fit for you. And I don't even believe in one. I just don't think that that's the way that God works. I don't think that God will put us in a position where there was one human being and that's the only person who is a good fit for us. Because if we just happen to miss them, then we're lonely for life. I don't think that that's reasonable. So with coaching, yeah, I'm going to answer some of you guys. Thank you for those who are dropping your questions in the queue. Please continue to do so since I took 2 days off and everybody forgot about me and nobody gave me questions this week. Go ahead and drop it in the queue this week. Go ahead. In the meantime, in between time, I need y'all to understand, I'm going to give you all advice. I'm going to give you your next steps. It's going to be helpful to you. But when you're working with a coach, it's not really about, and then how long should I wait for him to text me? And then what should I wear on the first date? And then what should I, that's important, but that's not the first step. The first step is believing that you are deserving. And the second step is believing that someone is out there for you, more than one person who is a good match for you. When you believe that you are deserving, and when you believe there's more than one good person out there that's for you, then the rest of it is a joke. The rest of it is easy peasy. It's just going through very simple steps. Does that make sense, beautiful people? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and answer the few questions that I got in the question queue so far. Thank you for those who are dropping those questions in. So I'm clear, Shishi Juicy says, do you work with single people who are seeking committed relationships? That's an excellent question. So yes, I primarily work with single women to help them find and keep the partners that they deserve. I do have a small subset of women who are in committed relationships. They're in my coaching program that I call Marriage Maintenance 101. So that's for my women who are girlfriends, they are engaged, their fiancés and their wives, and they know that they have baggage that they're bringing into a healthy relationship that they are concerned that they're going to be the ones to destroy. So I work with them in order to unpack that baggage and show up as the best versions of themselves. But primarily, 95% primarily, I work with single women to help them find and keep the partners that they deserve. I do not work with couples. That is not my ministry. That is okay. There is somebody. I always get those questions in my DMs. Do you work with couples? Could you help me and my man? Can you help me and my woman? A lot of me and my woman, by the way. This is not a one-sided thing. And I'm like, I don't, but here are some therapists and coaches that I do recommend that do work with couples. All right. So thank you for asking that question. I appreciate that. All right, beautiful people. As I said, I took 2 Wednesdays off. One Wednesday was because I had the full-blown flu. The other one had to do with the fact that my husband was in a fashion show, and I love y'all, but I'm always going to choose him over y'all, as y'all should be choosing y'all partners over me, right? And so as a result, y'all just flat left me for the first time in over a year. I want to say I might have started, I want to say I started the live Q&A on January 6th. I definitely know that I went live on January 6th, and that was awkward as hell because I'm like, I know you guys don't want to hear about dating and relationships right now when our country is in turmoil. So I distinctly remember that. But this is the first time that I've only received one question, which is wild. So I am going to break my own rules, and I am going to ask you guys to submit your questions live here on the question queue. If you would like to go live with me to ask your question, we do actually have a good chunk of time for us to do that today as well, because I only have one group session today that starts at 7. So I have 43 minutes with you guys today before I have to head out and join into my coaching group. Okay. All right, folks. So I'm going to take some of these questions for the queue. Again, if you want to go live with me and ask your question live, feel free to do so. If not, I'm just going to take the ones who are in the queue. And thank you for those who submitted them. Okay. Is it okay to make suggestions for first date ideas? I don't want to seem like I am taking over. Is it okay to make suggestions for first date ideas? I don't want to seem like I'm taking over. Okay, this is an excellent question. So, number one, yes, it is okay for you to give suggestions on first dates, second dates, third dates, whatever dates, right? If the person asks. So if they say, hey, I'd love to take you out on Friday. What would you like to do? They've asked, they've opened up the door for you to answer, and you should give some suggestions. Well, I do enjoy blah, 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 blah. I always recommend giving at least 3 suggestions, and those 3 suggestions should be in 3 distinct financial pockets. So something that's super affordable, like damn near free, maybe like under $50. Something that is intermediary, maybe like $300. And if you are the higher end type of person who likes those kind of activities, you can then go as high as you want for your third one. But make sure you give a range, and I would absolutely give suggestions if it is asked of me. I am not going to say, hey, when are you going to take me out on a date? Because that's practically asking the person out on a date. And for me, para mí, I'm not paying for no date until I know that I like this guy. That might be date 5. That might be date 6. I'm just not doing it, right? So again, if the person asks, it is absolutely acceptable for you to give a suggestion. I would give 3 in 3 different tiers. If they do not ask, I am not doing the asking, because if he was interested, he would ask me. Now, I don't mind going to introduce myself to someone. I don't mind going to say hello to someone. But once the introduction has already happened, we're already on the phone, there's already a flirtation. If he wanted to take me out, he would ask, and I'm not asking, period. Okay? And that doesn't mean that you're taking over. And I'm glad that you asked that, because I mentioned this before in another live. There's this idea that circulates all the time amongst the ladies that I interact with, which is, I don't want to have to plan dates. Look. In the grand scheme of things, when we're talking about looking for a good partner and finding a good partner and finding a good husband and a good father and a good wife and a good mother to your children, who the hell cares if they are not the savviest at planning a picnic? Like, in the grand scheme, come on. Is it really that important that this person knows how to navigate Eventbrite and put together an amazing event? Or is it more important that they are honest? They are forthcoming. They are hardworking. They are loving. They are affectionate. Depending on whatever your non-negotiables are, they are God-fearing. They are financially sound, right? Like, I care about that. I don't care if whether or not they're good at Googling when the next cool activity is in New York City and making sure that I get there. Do they want to spend time with me? Do they invest getting to know me? Do they want what I want out of life? Do they respect the sanctity of marriage? Are they family oriented? Look at all those things and then say, and he plans good dates. Who the hell cares? We have to stop focusing on the things that absolutely will not shift the success of our relationships and focus on the things that do. All right. I'm so glad that you answered or you asked that question. Okay. Do you believe being attracted to someone you date should be a priority? Do you believe being attracted to someone you date should be a priority? Yes, it should be a priority. It should not be the priority. As you guys know, every week, minus the last 2 weeks, because I took a little break and y'all ain't know how to act. It should be a priority of yours if you are to be attracted to someone, if you make it a non-negotiable. So you know I always talk about the non-negotiables. Those are 5 to 6 behaviors or traits that your potential partner must seemingly have in order for you to continue to see him or her. So if you prioritize one of your 6 as being attracted to them, then that's perfectly fine. I accept it. You should be attracted to your partner. Attraction can grow, however. I would not make a decision on whether or not to go on a date with someone simply if I'm not immediately attracted to them. Now, I'm going to be frank because y'all know me. That's how I roll. I'm not saying you got to date somebody who is a gargoyle. I'm not saying you should date someone who's ugh mug. But if they're just not your ideal type, maybe they're a little bit shorter, a little bit skinnier, a little bit heavier, something that's not your ideal type, but they're all right, they can carry themselves. Go out on the date, get to know them, because many times someone's personality can outshine whatever little things you don't like about them. Okay? So I hope that answers your question. I'm not easily impressed, so I notice when men try to impress me materialistically, and I'm not overly impressed when they tend to stop doing things. Should I act more impressed than I am? I'm not easily impressed, so I notice when men try to impress me materialistically, and I'm not overly impressed. So I think you mean when I'm not overly impressed, they tend to stop doing things. Should I act more impressed? I don't think you should front. I don't think you should lie. I don't think you should pretend to be something that you're not. But make sure it's not coming across as nasty or that you're turning your nose up, right? So if he says, hey, I have all these cars and I have all these houses and I make all this money and blah, 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 you can say, oh, that's great. Tell me more about it. So internally, you don't have to be impressed, but don't be like, I don't care, right? Don't come across as nasty or snooty. Ask more questions, get to know them, get some depth. Tell me more about your success story. How are you able to meet your financial goals? How are you able to grow your business? How are you able to get your promotion? What does this work look like? What were the steps, right? So you can ask questions and that will give them, quote unquote, the impression that you're interested, but we're not interested in the thing. And I get that that's annoying, but don't turn your nose up at the same time. What are the top questions you should be asked during speed dating? What are the top questions you should be asked during speed dating? So I'll tell you that I'm not a fan of the speed dating model. I don't think that you're really able to grasp I don't think you're able to grasp much value in a 15-minute interaction. And so as a result, that's a hard question for me to answer. Instead, I'm going to answer your question the way that I want to, which are, what are the top questions you should be asking while dating, period? This goes back to your non-negotiables. Okay? So you should be asking questions based on your non-negotiables. What are you looking for in a partner? And then you should be creating questions around that. So for example, I'll give you a quick example. If you want someone who is hardworking, I'm going to ask questions about their work. What do you do for work? What are your responsibilities? Do you enjoy your work? What is your schedule like? Do you see yourself retiring from there, or have you a dream of doing something else? If you didn't do blank, what else would you do? Like, those are the questions I'd be asking in order for me to assess whether or not they're a hardworking person. Okay? I ain't gonna give you all of them, because when people work with me in my full-on 6-month coaching program, The Partner You Deserve, I literally give them a question bank of every question they should be asking in accordance to their specific needs and goals. And I give them a list of behaviors that they should be paying attention to according to their specific needs and goals. Everyone's non-negotiables are going to be different. So the questioning has to be different. I hope that makes sense. So I'm not accustomed to taking questions on live. So I just pulled up all the questions. And so now I'm going to just go through and see if anybody is saying anything. Hey, someone said, hey, Al, hey, how's it going? Okay. Oh, Slay My Content, thank you so much. Please put questions in the question queue. Just hit the plus sign at the bottom of the screen. I appreciate that. Thank you, boo. Let us go back in. Is it worth being patient with someone who is willing to make an effort, but they're not it yet? Is it worth being patient with someone who's willing to make an effort, but not it yet? So, sorry to be repetitive. This goes back to your non-negotiables. What's it? I need to know what it is. I need to know what your non-negotiables are, the behaviors and traits that a potential partner must seemingly have in order for you to continue to date them. And then if they're fitting those things, then you continue. If the it that you're talking about are preferences, then absolutely you should be patient with them, because it's a preference. It's not a must. If it's a must, and you can see a very clear effort. I'm not talking about potential. Like, oh, he potentially can get blank versus he is actively in school. He is actively doing the task. He goes to the gym 3 times a week. He is studying to get this degree. I saw him apply for his driver's license. I saw him take the photo for his passport. Like, that is, we got to be really careful about potential versus practicality, right? Like, your potential is someone has the ability to do. You have the ability to drive, right? You don't have a driver's license. You have the ability, which means you have vision, you have hands, you have feet. So you have the potential to drive. Now, if you aren't studying for your written exam, you're not taking any of the, the tests, the classes for the road test, you're not making the effort, then this is not gonna work, okay? So again, to answer your question very specifically, is it worth being patient with someone who is willing to make an effort but they're not it yet? It depends on what your it is. I would say if they're showing me clear proof and evidence, like almost tangible, if not tangible proof and evidence, then no, okay? I'm an introvert and don't get out much. Where are good places to meet quality men? You may have dropped these gems before, but I'm a new follower. So, hey, girl. Hey, girl. Okay, so I want to correct your language. Remember we talked about in the beginning of the live that coaching has a lot more to do with mindset than it does specifics. Y'all asked me the specifics. I give y'all the specifics. The specifics are what go viral. But in reality, coaching has a lot more to do with mindset than it does specifics. All right. And that's why it's so important to work with a coach one-on-one or in small groups. So you can get the mind shifted. Okay. So let's talk about your question and where it's problematic. I'm an introvert and I don't get out much. You don't get out much or you choose not to go out. I don't get out much makes it seem like you're a prisoner, you're a slave, you physically do not have the capability. You choose not to go out because you don't enjoy it because you're an introvert. And what I'm going to tell you, and I say this lovingly, I know you're new, so I want you to know that this is not directed towards you. This is me, right? Suck it up. Suck it up. Because you're either going to go out socially, which I know is not your cup of tea, or you need to put yourself online, or what I always preach is the best of both worlds. You're going to do both. So that you can put yourself in a position to be dating more rapidly, more efficiently to get to the result that you want in a timely fashion. So first we need to shift it from I'm an introvert and as a result, I don't want to go out. And then the next shift after us being honest and saying that aloud is saying, but I'm going to suck it up because I know that that's necessary in order for me to get to my end result, which is to be in a loving, committed relationship. Okay, so let's do that. Number 2, now I'll give you what you want versus what you needed. Now I'm going to give you what you want. Where are good places to meet quality men? So another quick shift. I don't want to use the term quality if it's okay with you. I'm not going to be as harsh as the other part. Because I think that most human beings, unless you're a pedo, like most human beings are quality. It just means they're not a good fit for you. So I think what you mean instead is looking for marriage-minded men, looking for family-oriented men. So let's use those adjectives if that's okay with you. Marriage-minded. Where are good places to meet marriage-minded men? I'm going to give you one single place because, again, I work with clients. Either I work with them in my group coaching, one-on-one coaching, or they're in my private Facebook group, so they get some of the tidbits. If you're in a private Facebook group, you get what you paid for, right? And if you're in the coaching program, you get in the world. So I'm going to give you one good place to meet men. Conferences. Business conference, any kind of business mixer, any kind of place where people are going and looking to better themselves financially. Because many times when folks are working that hard to sacrifice their time, effort, energy, money to go to a conference, they are going because they want to learn, they want to grow, and they care more about hustling for their last name than they do hustling for their first name. They're going to be more family oriented. All right. But I have to stop there because, again, like I said, I do this professionally and I need to leave the gems for the folks who invested in that way. And welcome. I'm glad that you're here and I hope that you can get some value. Okay. Let me go to this one. My non-negotiable list seems to be too long. How can I prioritize them and slim it down? My non-negotiable list seems to be too long. How can I prioritize them and slim it down? That's an excellent question. One way that you can slim down your non-negotiable list is to look at the list and ask yourself, do I have this or can I complement this? Do I have this or can I complement this? I'm going to give you an example. So I did a in-person workshop on Friday, the Love Wins workshop, right? And there was a woman, I was so thankful that she raised her hand because lots of people are afraid to share. She raised her hand and she said that one of her non-negotiables, our actual activity was this, the non-negotiables. She said one of her non-negotiables is that her partner has to be close to their family. They have to have a strong family unit. And I asked her why, and she said that her father was incarcerated. Where is there a fly in my room? You know why? Because my husband likes to leave the back door open. If this fly touches me, I'm going to lose it. Okay, sorry. So this woman shared that her father was incarcerated, and so she did not have a close family on her father's side, and so that's what she wants moving forward. So I said to her, so what you're telling me is that you're going to discount a man from having a shortcoming of not having a full supportive family, but you don't have it. I understand your desire to have it because you were lacking it, but that doesn't seem very fair, right? And so instead, can we consider that you want someone who is family oriented, who values family, who would do almost whatever it takes in order to keep his family intact because of your experience. But to ask someone to have something that you don't have and you can't deliver seems unfair. So I want you to go back through your non-negotiable list and be honest and say, do I have this or can I complement this, right? Because if you are a woman, especially if you're dating a man, they're going to be opposites, but opposites attract. You don't have to have everything that man has, but can you complement it? And then, and again, I'm sorry, assuming that we're talking about a heterosexual relationship, and then that would help you to slim it down. But we can't be saying, I want blank and you ain't got it and you can't complement it. Why would that man want you? Right? We have to be realistic. We say that we want this person that's on a pedestal, but he wants a person who's on a pedestal too. So we have to be reasonable. I hope that helps. Did the link for your one-on-one coaching change? I'm unable to schedule a one-on-one. Thank you for asking this question. So no, it didn't change. You can click the link in my bio and you can book a one-on-one session. I have it for 30 minutes. I took the hour away because a lot of people were booking an hour and then I got them together in 30 minutes and then we're sitting there looking at each other and you ain't getting no refund. So I just took away the 1 hour option and made it the 30 minutes for $97, I think. But let me be transparent. First of all, I don't call it one-on-one coaching. I call it a one-on-one session. And the reason is because I do not coach on those. My coaching belongs to my coaching programs. Remember, we said coaching is about a mind shift change, and I cannot shift your whole process of thinking, especially if we're talking about 20, 30, 40 years of limited beliefs in 30 minutes. So I don't coach on those one-to-one sessions. I give advice. The difference is you say, Alison, I'm dating this guy. What should I do? And I'm saying, if I were you, I would do blank. But I'm not going through an entire process of how to change your mind about looking at the scenario because I don't want to lie to you and make you think that I can do that in 30 minutes. I cannot. I could do it in 3 months. I could do it in 6 months. I could do it in 2 months. Okay. So if you want to have a one-on-one session, 30 minutes to talk about a very specific issue, then you can click the link in my bio and it's right there. 30 minutes is $97. If you want to join me in a coaching program because you recognize that you have some limiting beliefs, that you need to change your behavior, that there are elements of your personality that needs a shift, and you want to learn how to navigate dating, that is a full-on coaching program. The link is also still in my bio. You'll book a 15-minute consultation. I'm going to ask you questions in order to assess where you are now in your dating and relationship life and where you want to be. And based on your responses, I'll let you know if I think I can help you. I don't help everyone because I don't think I can help everyone. If I recognize I can't help you, I will tell you that. Trust me, this is not a money grab. And I will give you specific people that I work with in the mental health industry who I think is a good fit. Normally, it's either Ask Miss Cassandra, I Am Siobhan Davis, Talk to Mac Therapist, or I Am Taylor Chandler. Those are my go-to people. They all have very specific areas of expertise, and so I will direct you accordingly, okay? So mind shift, changing limited beliefs, changing your behavior, and learning dating, that needs a full-on coaching program. Click the link in my bio, tap the consultation button. Okay, I think it's button number 3. Good. How to get over trust issues. I know I deserve a good man, but trusting is hard for me. So what I would recommend is that you're a coach yourself. So you already know what I'm going to say. You need to go to a therapist or you need to go to a coach or a counselor or something along those lines, right? So that That person can help you to unravel and dig up what the issue is, why you have the trust issues, what were the specific circumstances. We need to give this thing oxygen and let it breathe. We got to bring this thing to the surface. So what caused the trust issues and how do we resolve it? That wouldn't be anything I could answer on this live, unfortunately. But and that's not really necessarily my area of expertise. Like I said, it's not a money grab. So what I'd recommend is you reach out to I Am Taylor Chandler. If someone can at her, I Am Taylor Chandler. She is great with working with people when it comes to their relationship with self, relationship with others, and trust issues. And I would work with her because I don't think that's something that you can get over on your own. I just did a reel about that too. So I hope that helps. How do I find your rates? Thank you for asking. So if you click the link in my bio, it has all of my rates there very clearly. Like I mentioned, if you wanted to do a single session for some quick advice about a particular situation, not teaching you how to date, because I cannot do that in 30 minutes. I do that in 2 months, right, of sessions in my coaching program with 4 months of unlimited access and support to me directly to my cell phone via text message 24/7. And ask my clients, they can attest to it. They literally can text me anytime, day or night. And I give them very amazing advice, if I do say so myself. But that's a single session. The group coaching program, you click the link, the price is literally right there. I do not waste people's time where they have to book a call and then I tell them the price when they get on. Because for some people, they may not be willing to invest in themselves to change the trajectory of their love life, which is fine, or they absolutely might not be able to afford it. And I say absolutely, I say that with a grain of salt because y'all be affording Louis, Gucci, Fendi. Y'all be affording going on trips, but yet you can't find the money in order to change your love life, and then you complain about it. Not you, people, right? So all you have to do is click the link in my bio, and very transparently, you will see all of my pricing for my single session and my group coaching program. I will tell you, I hope that you are not, do I hope that you're new? I hope you're not new. Let me see. I hope that you're new, I want to say, because if you are old, baby, I warned everybody throughout the entire month of December that my prices were going to change. Yesterday's price was not today's price because last year, 3 of my clients got married, 6 of my clients got engaged, 9 of my clients got into committed relationships, and 2 of them gave birth to healthy babies, one of them in the institution of marriage and one of them was engaged, okay? So my price is going up, and that's just the way that it works, right? Like the more quality work that you produce, the more you should charge. Okay, so I kind of hope that you're new because, if you were old and you saw the old price, and when you click the link, you see the new price, you're going to be like, damn, I should have snatched it up when it was $2,000. It ain't $2,000 anymore to work with me for 6 months with unlimited access to me for 4 whole months. All right. When online dating, if a man asks upon introduction, is it safe to assume he's seeking hookups? If a man asks, you have to reword this question, babe. When online dating, if a man asks upon introduction, is it safe to assume he's seeking a hookup? I need more. All right, so if you could reword that and bring it back, I'd appreciate it. Okay. Let's see what else I have here. How can I change my face? I'm from New York and I feel like my facial expression prevents me from guys talking to me. That's excellent and absolutely true. As a native New Yorker, I can tell you, as a West Indian woman, I can tell you, when that face is tough, it's difficult because you're giving people the impression you don't want to be approached. And I want you guys to look at it like this. I got some people saying, oh, they should approach anyway if they were a real man. No. If someone has any kind of social ineptness, I don't even know if ineptness is a word, then they should not approach because they should read the room. You can't have an expectation that men are going to be socially and emotionally aware, but then have an expectation they're supposed to just push through and talk to you even though you're looking like you don't want to be spoken to. If they have emotional awareness, they have emotional awareness in other people too. They've read the room and they realize you don't want to be approached and they're not going to approach you. They're doing the right thing. Or do you want them to be socially unaware and weird, right? And approaching you anyway when you've made it clear with your face and your body language, which speaks volumes that you're disinterested, okay? All that being said, how do you change your face? So what I have done, and because I went to school to be a counselor and I literally asked this question. I was like 24. I said, Professor, how do I fix my face? Because if I'm speaking to clients and my face is telling them that I think what they're saying is ridiculous and I can't give them that impression because I don't want them to feel uncomfortable and to close themselves off to me, how do I fix my face? This is the suggestion that he gave me. He said, every opportunity that you have, look at your reflection. So if that's the mirror, that's a camera, that's a car, if that's a storefront, especially in public, check your face. When you check your face and you see that your face is made up nasty, then you're going to shift it. And then you're going to start to feel the muscles in your face, and you'll know when it's screwed up and it's nasty and what that feels like. And when you're smiling and you're warm and you're welcoming and what that feels like. Okay? So that's what I would highly recommend. When you're in public, look to the left of you to a car, look to the right of you of a storefront, and check your face and feel those muscles. And then that's going to help you in order to adjust accordingly. Okay? I'm newly dating, going on 4 months. I really like what we have. I wanted a committed relationship, and he says he wants to build something beautiful. Do I wait 6 months for him to say we are together? So, to me, now don't go breaking up, not breaking up because y'all ain't together. But don't go leaving this guy just because I said. 4 months is more than enough time for someone to decide whether or not they want to commit to you. Assuming the following things. Number 1, you guys live in the same city. Number 2, there's a reasonable schedule in place. And number 3, you both find the time to spend time together, i.e. talking on the phone at least every other day, being together at least once a week. It's been 4 months. If you've been together at least once a week, right? 4 times 4, 16 dates, plus conversation every other day, 2 months of conversation, and he can't decide whether or not he wants to commit to you. To me, he has a commitment issue, or he doesn't want to commit to you. Right? And that's not anything you should take personally. But to me, 4 months is more than enough time. What is the reason? In my Cardi B voice. What was the reason? I want logic. I want to understand. Are we having sex? So we can have sex, but you can't be my man. I can meet your mother, but you can't be my man. I can take you to the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning. You can call me every time you're stressed out because of work, but you can't be, nah. Okay? All right, beautiful people. Oh, thanks for the breakdown of the difference between potential and practicality. You are quite welcome. Guys, if you have questions, please put them in the question queue. It makes it just so much easier for me to find it. If you are just joining my live, my name is Alison. I am a certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with single women in order to help them find and keep the partners that they deserve. Every Wednesday, I do this live Q&A around 6 p.m. Eastern. I normally take questions in my stories up to 24 hours before the live. However, in all fairness, I posted the question late. I normally post around 6 o'clock on Tuesday. I posted like midnight because my baby's sick. She's not sick anymore. Everything's all good. And then secondly, I missed 2 Wednesdays out of over a year, and y'all know how to act, and now y'all ain't show up for me, and y'all didn't put y'all questions in the queue. So I'm breaking my own rules, and I'm taking questions live. If there's anyone who would like to join my live, or anyone who wants to drop any questions in the queue for this week, go ahead and drop it in, and I will go ahead and take your question. I do have some folks who have requested to go live with me. I hope that you are still in the building. I will tell you this. I've seen it on other people's pages. If your name looks funny or your photo looks questionable, I am not going to take you on the live, because I am not having Instagram scar me for life with somebody pulling out their penis or something crazy like that because I did not screen you. So I am only accepting people on the live if your name looks like something I can recognize. Okay, so please go ahead and accept my request. I accepted yours. You could join the live and I will take your question. I hope I did not take too long in order to take it, but I'm here if you're here, okay? If there's anybody else who would like to join me live, and again, you look reasonable, I will gladly take it, okay? Okay. I'm just scrolling, y'all. I hope you don't mind. Oh, thank you, Adrienne, for putting in Taylor's name. All right, if y'all ain't dropping no more questions, I will gladly take a 14-minute break before I start my next group. Okay. All right, beautiful people. So at this, ooh, thank you. Cho Lovely. This is excellent. Okay. And this is a great way to transition because I hope you're not mad at me. So if you are not aware, I have recently started a private Facebook group, which I call the A-Team Private Community. The A-Team Private Community that is hosted on Facebook, right? So what do I do in the private community? Number one, we have insight sessions like this, but obviously it's a much smaller group and I'm going to spend way more time. I try to do about 90 seconds per person here so I can get through as many questions as I can. That is not the case. I'm answering questions in full with feedback, right? An insight session. So that means that the other person is going to be joining me and they can ask more questions and give more context. So that's number one. I'm going to do that monthly in the Facebook group. Secondly, I'm going to have accountability posts. So every Monday and every Thursday, I think I said. Every Monday and every Thursday, I'm going to be putting posts in the group to hold people accountable, to push them, and to guide them so that they are getting back on the dating scene so they can be found by the partner that they deserve. All of my past trainings are going to be in there. All of my ebooks are going to be in there. I'm going to have pop-up trainings, which will be in there. If you are a member of the A-Team private Facebook group, you're going to get discounts on any of my in-person events. You're going to get discounts on my coaching programs. And there is a sense of sisterhood because we're going to be giving advice and support in a safe space. So that's the community, right? It's $1 a day. Costs $31 a month. It's $1 a day in order to join, right? I say all that to say what? So today I was talking to my subscribers here on Instagram and I made a decision in reference to your question, Cho Lovely, which is I will not be saving lives on Instagram anymore. I'm not going to do it. These lives are also now going to be a part of the A-Team private community, because if people are willing to invest in themselves, beginning to invest in themselves, is $31 a month. They're beginning to invest in themselves. I want to make sure that I am serving them. And a part of that service is going to be, if you miss the live, then you'll be able to find it in the private Facebook group. Now, I am still going to do my weekly lives here with you guys. Every single week, I'm going to show up unless, again, I'm sick or my husband's at a fashion show. I'm going to show up for you guys, but I am no longer going to be saving the lives. Once I'm finished with the live, I'm going to save it quickly here, and then I'm going to transfer it, and I'm going to delete it off of Instagram. It is no longer going to be available for you guys to watch thereafter. So that means you need to watch it live, or you could click the link in my bio. You can tap the first button, and you can join the A-Team private community, which is in Facebook. It is $1 a day. I'm going to have insight sessions where we can actually talk. It's two-way, not one. I'm going to have accountability posts. There's a sense of sisterhood and community where we'll support each other in a safe space. There's all of my past trainings will be loaded in there for free. All of my past ebooks will be loaded in there for free. I'll have constant content that's going to be posted on a daily basis, and then discounts for coaching programs. It is in your best interest to join that. Let me tell y'all, yesterday I did a Valentine's Day training. That training is normally $147. The training alone is normally $147. They got it on their first day in the Facebook community, and it's $31 for the month. And they got that training for free, included. Okay, so thank you for asking that. That's a good one. All right, folks, I have time for 2 more questions that just came in, so I will take it, and then I gotta go because I gotta join my peoples who have me in a coaching program today at 7 p.m. I think this is our session number 6, so we're almost done with the instruction and then gets the real support. Oh, this is a good question. Thank you for asking something that wasn't dating and relationship related. I love talking about business and stuff. What should, unless you meant for dating, damn. Cho Lovely, let me know what you meant. She said, what should my IG grid consist of? If you mean for the purpose of dating, so I'll answer for the purpose of dating. I thought you meant for business. For the purpose of dating, it should be photos of you doing the things that you love to do, videos of you doing the things that you love to do. What it should not consist of is any kind of negative remarks about the gender in which you are attracted. So we are not reposting memes and jokes about men ain't ish and women ain't that and blah, 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 blah. It should be positive. It should be uplifting. It should reflect what you're interested in. If you were talking about what should your IG grid consist of in terms of business, DM me because I love talking about that stuff. And I'll talk to you via DM about that kind of stuff, okay? I got excited. You probably didn't mean that. Okay. How do you feel about exchanging numbers on dating sites? I am for it. I do not have time to be anybody's pen pal. I'm trying to figure out whether or not we have things in common. I want to exchange that number on the dating site with the person, get on the phone, see if they are a seemingly good match, get on a date within 2 weeks, If we live in the same city and we work a regular 9 to 5 Joe Schmo schedule, there ain't no reason why we should not be in a date within 2 weeks, and let's see what's going on. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, here we go. She explained. When online dating, is it safe to assume that a man, upon initial introduction, if we spend a weekend together, should I assume he is asking to hook up? I let people know straight up I'm not there to hook up, and I get left on scene. Am I too aggressive? All right, so you squeezed in 2 questions. I'm going to answer both of them, and I'm going to take a little breaky break because I have my group that starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested in joining a full-on group coaching program, click the link in my bio, tap the 3rd button so we can get on a consultation. Let's see if you're a good fit, and if you're ready to invest in yourself in terms of time and money, then we can work together so I can get you the results I get my clients every single day. Y'all already see the testimonials. If you don't see it, check my stories. Every single day I have a new testimony. Every single day. All right, back to your question. Is it safe to assume that a man, upon initial introduction, if asks if we can spend a weekend together, should I assume he's asking to hook up? Absolutely. You should assume it. Does that mean that I am going to absolutely reject him? If you want to commit a relationship, you would. Because if I am meeting you initially, and from the onset of our meeting, you want to spend the weekend, which means a night together. Whatever, I mean, adults can have sex anytime. But come on, the implication is if we're spending the weekend together, the implication is that sex is going to happen. I don't need to spend the overnight with you, and I just met you. You could be a damn killer. So if you're looking for a serious committed relationship and a gentleman says, I would like to spend the weekend with you from the onset of your conversation, my assumption is that all he's looking for is a hookup, and I would not do it. Okay, that answers question number 1. Question number 2, I let people know straight up I'm not here to hook up, and I get left on scene. Am I too aggressive? So first of all, we are glad to be left on scene in general. If people don't want what we want, good. I would much rather get left on scene than for someone to pretend to be interested in me and then be trying to come on to me or use and abuse me. All right, so let them run if they don't want what you want. However, I can't answer your question 100% because I need to see, and this is what I do with my clients. I actually look into their profiles. I tell them what to say. I look at their conversations. We talk about what's the right and wrong way to be assertive without being aggressive. So I cannot confirm 100% without you being too aggressive. I can say, if it looks or sounds like this, I'm not here for a hookup. If you are an F-boy, don't swipe on me. If it sounds or looks like that, then yeah, you are being too aggressive. You can say what you want. Do not say what you don't want. When you say what you don't want, you are attracting those people because the F-boy likes a challenge. So now he's going to F with you because he's an F-boy. You said you ain't want none. Instead, you're going to say, this is what I tell my clients, you say on the app, on your profile more than one time, you are looking for a long-term committed relationship. You are looking for a long-term committed relationship. That's what you're looking for, okay? But I'm not here for a hookup, so don't bother that. If it sounds or looks like that, then yes, you are being too aggressive. Stop, all right? All right, beautiful people, I'm going to wrap up here. I should be back next Wednesday because I've been back for over a year, even though y'all slept on me and y'all abandoned me and nobody submitted questions the way they normally do. It's okay. I took the questions in the queue this time, but hopefully we are back to the regularly scheduled program where I will be posting in my stories. Oh, I didn't show y'all. I normally show y'all what it looks like because I know some of you guys are new. So, why am I having a hard time? Come on. Come through, password. Come through, Instagram. Okay, so I post this story normally for over a year. I've done it right, so don't mess with me. Come on, Instagram. I post a lot of stories today. I gotta forgive me. Load up. Okay, here it goes. This is what the story looks like, okay? So this is live Q&A at 6 p.m. and then there's a box for you to drop the question right in there. So I normally drop it 24 hours before. You put your question in and then I read it and I answer it. Moving forward, I will not be saving the lives. I mean, you're gonna see it for a couple of minutes and then I'm gonna be transferring it over to the online A-Team community. All right, if you want to join that community, click the link in my bio, tap the first button. We do insight sessions where it's 2 ways. You can give me way more insight, context. I can give you real, legitimate, deep feedback and not me just doing the best I can with what I got. I have free trainings, free ebooks, content that's dropped every day, accountability posts. Like, this is a good beginning of coaching. It's not full-on coaching, but it's a good place to start, especially if you're unsure if I'm the right professional for you, or if you absolutely cannot afford full-on coaching, because any coach worth their salt costs thousands of dollars. It's a good place to start. I cannot promise you the results that I got my clients, my full-on coaching program, the 3 who walked down the aisle last year, the 6 who became engaged, the 9 in committed relationships, the 2 had babies. I can't promise that with the online community. Y'all know I ain't trying to lie to y'all and grab y'all money, but it's a good place to start. All right, so that's where the lives are going to live moving forward. It has been a pleasure. I now have 4 minutes to grab something to drink before I start with my coaching program. That's at 7 o'clock. They're probably on this live saying, Allison, wrap it up and shut up. If you are interested in joining me in a full-length coaching program so that I can get you the results that I got my clients that I just described, click the link in my bio and go ahead and join me by booking $1. It's literally $1 consultation call. All right. All right, beautiful people. I will see you on the Instagrams later. And hopefully, if you join my A-Team online community, I'll be seeing you every single day in the group. Adios, amigos.